This time of year, I think forever, a lot of us have felt kind of a little bit blah. The holidays are over. It can be gray and gloomy outside. So it's kind of normal for a little bit of depression, if you will, to kick in. That's true for adults and kids alike. But you throw in what is now year 3 of living in a world of a pandemic, which we're all very tired of talking about and trying to figure out. But nonetheless, here it is. And it's not odd or unusual to think that maybe there's a residual impact happening with kids today. Emily Collier says that's absolutely true, and that's why at the MCR Foundation, which she is a part of, they are bringing cocktails and questions to light on January 27th, a chance for parents to really come in and get their questions asked and answered from a panel of experts. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you, Julie. Thank you.
So I think, you know, for a lot of people, and I might include me in this part, Emily, when I think about the MCR Foundation, my first thought goes to eating disorders. But I think if I'm right, y'all have kind of evolved over the years to really be much more than that. Your mental health in general when it comes especially to young people. Is that true?
Yeah, I would certainly say that. I mean, eating disorders, or it's a mental health diagnosis. And so we have really tried to focus on all the things that kind of contribute to not only eating disorders, but just mental health issues as a whole. And when we educate and we go into the schools and we do some of the education, we talk about, loving your body and loving yourself and increasing that self-esteem to sort of plant those seeds and have some building blocks. So as the kids get older, we're trying to do a lot on the prevention side, whether that's prevention for depression, anxiety, and eating disorders as well.
Okay, so let's talk about this event coming up on January 27th, because thank goodness it is how long will it be? Almost 2 hours?
It will be, yeah. Typically we have a 30-minute time at the beginning where we can eat. They will have cocktails and light hors d'oeuvres will be available, and then the panel discussion will start at 6:30 and go till 7:30, at least 7:30. And in the past we've had some times where it's gone over, and that's great. So it could be anywhere from 1 to 2 hours depending on where the night takes us.
Okay, I asked that question purposefully because once you begin talking about this, you almost can't shut up if you are a parent, because one of the challenges that I think we've all felt, whether you have a child who's 5 or 15, is that your children are living your way in your household, and their friends are having to live their parents' way in their households. And sometimes approaches on how we deal with COVID are markedly different, and that can impact in our kids and their friendships. Is that true?
Yeah, I would certainly say that. I mean, everybody kind of has their own family set of rules, and like you said, the way they've been doing things, and then you go to school and you have kids that are saying, well, we do this or we don't do this, or we're having to do this or we're not doing this, or we're going places and our family's chosen not to go as many places. And I think that for kids that can be really confusing. We're all just trying to navigate this the best that we can. But yes, kids are certainly seeing differences in what that looks like for them at home versus at school, and et cetera.
Well, we've lived with this now for a little while, so there is an ability for the experts out there to take a look at some data and be able to see that, as we all know, sadly, teen suicide rates have gone up since COVID started. Mental health is a real recognized concern in a new way for young people today. So as part of the panel discussion, will there be an opportunity for parents to hear maybe about some of this collective data?
Absolutely. Our panel will be comprised of a local therapist, a nutritionist, a physician in the area, school guidance counselor, both at the elementary level and the high school level, who are all very well versed in the current statistics and the trends. And so, yes, we will be able to hear from experts in the field currently that are managing this and dealing with this on a day-to-day basis, who will be able to give a lot of that information.
I have a very, very good friend whose parents are aging, but she has teenagers at home, and she has about gone mad trying to find a balance between letting her kids live their lives and be teenagers, but then feel safe when she goes down to help her parents who are aging. And it's really complicated. And then what's frustrating for her is that the advice changes with the wind.
Yes. Correct. I mean, that does seem to be the case where, things are ever evolving. New information is given out, new guidelines, all of that. And it's difficult for parents to navigate and really to try to help these teenagers navigate as well, because we can't be with them all the time. Like you said, they're going to go to school and hear different things, and people are going to be doing things differently, and it can be a real challenge.
So when people come to the event on the 27th, first of all, is it a ticketed event, Emily?
It is not ticketed. It is a free event.
Okay. When they come, for some people, anonymity is going to be kind of key. So will they be standing up to ask their question, or can they ask it anonymously?
They could do either one. So we will have at the door when they check in, even though it's not ticketed, we will still ask people to kind of check in. And we'll have note cards available, just index cards. And so people have the ability to write their questions down. They do not have to have their name attached to that. They don't have to give any kind of identifying information if they don't want to. So they can write their questions down, hold on to those, and then when we move into the panel discussion, they will hand those off to an MCR representative. We will shuffle them all together and go through those questions, and they can be completely anonymous. Or we are and you've experienced this before, as you're going through the panel and questions are being asked, it might spark another question in the audience, and we are welcome, you're welcome to stand up, raise your hand, we'll call on you, and you can ask your question right there and then. Because I know for a lot of people, you think, oh gosh, I'm not sure what I'm going to ask. But then you start to hear the discussion and you think, oh, I wanted to ask X, Y, Z. So you can certainly raise your hand and we will call on you. Or if you are not going to, if you have questions that you want asked ahead of time and you've already thought of something, you can email me directly, or you can message MCR Foundation on Facebook, which you can email me at emily@mcrfoundation.com. And you can go ahead and get your questions in if you would like to do that as well.
Okay, I've had a chance somehow or other, fate smiled on me to be part of your events for a number of years now, and I can tell you that they take this with such heart and very seriously. This is the passion that they bring to their days, and they want to make you and the people that you love as strong as you can possibly be. So hats off to you for bringing this back, Emily.
Thank you, and thank you for agreeing to participate with us, Julie.
I am so glad. And by the way, as I show people where to go and when, it's at a new location this year, right? Mack Avenue?
Yes, Mack Avenue Events. It's on Macaulay Avenue. It's a great new event space. So we're really excited to be there for the first time.
Okay, January 27th. It all begins at 6 o'clock, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, my friend.